Hello, guys, and good afternoon. We'll be running you through the analysis for the GBPUSD shorts that we called out earlier today. I think around 8 a.m. London session open this morning. And as usual, we first called out the trade in our Telegram group. But the first recipient of it were the guys in our FX bootcamp, our paid students. As usual, they are always the first recipient of the trade. Sometimes we run pre-analysis with them before we call out the trade and we take the trades together. And we offer this service to them as frequent as we can. Yesterday, we called out a USD, GBP USD short with them, and the trade went quite well in our favor, around 60 pips yesterday. And today, we also called it out. So, if you're not in the group, you're missing a lot. If you're not part of our paid students, you are really missing a whole lot. All right. So, do well to join the group. If you want to make more inquiries about the group, we're going to drop our WhatsApp number below, and you'll be given the information you need to join the group of our paid students in the FX bootcamp. We run our analysis with them every morning by London session, and we send our chart markups to them. So if you're not in the group, you're missing out. This morning we got a very nice trade, 50 pips in profits, no drawdown, almost no drawdown. For some, there were drawdowns, all right? So we're also going to show you some of the guys that took advantage of the trade. Yes. So this is some of the guys that took advantage of the trade. This is our group, the FX bootcamp. Look at these guys, 36 people in profit plus another position of 26 people in profit, right? And some other guys too that took the trade today. So our guys that are taking the trade, they are really cashing out and they're doing well. Some other people, I don't know if it's out of fear. Some two people took it in little profit, all right? There's some other person. Let's look at this, guys. This other one did 47 pips in profit. This other one did about 28 pips in profit. All right, so regardless of the profit size, there are so many others, but profit was made. That is the goal of that is the goal of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build a community of very profitable traders. We've already built the community. We are always making room for expansion to get as many people as possible into the community of profitable traders. All right. So if you are not in this group, you are really missing out. So do well to join. We're going to teach you how to take this kind of trades. I'm going to show you how we also take it so that you make money alongside us. Okay. So that being said, straight up to the charts to show you how we came about the trade. All right, so this morning, before this morning in our weekly analysis, yesterday, we made our analysis showing of how bearish GBPUSD was right from the monthly. We've seen that we've done our levels and we've marked it out, knowing that GBPUSD is fully bearish, and it came to about 50% of the fair value gap on the monthly, like we've highlighted around here. So coming to that level, we know we expect a retracement from that level. So we switched down to our weekly. Last week's weekly candle created an expansion to the upside. And after our expansion, we usually expect a retracement, right? So we called out some of the levels we expect price to retrace to. And that was for the weekly. After trading into a fair value gap on the weekly, smartly trading into it with little pips, looks mostly it didn't look quite clear to some people, but some of us were able to see it clearly. And now to our daily, we saw an expansion to the upside throughout for the most of last week. And so on the daily, we've been expecting, let me take this off so that we'll see the chart clearly. So on the daily, we've been expecting some retracement right from Friday last week. Okay, so even yesterday being Tuesday, we sold. Monday we also sold, but then the US was on bank holiday on Monday, so the pip range was quite low and there was no volatility in the market because liquidity was out of the market because of the bank holidays. All right, so we didn't call out any trade on Monday. So some of our students who are watching this now, you know why we didn't call out the trade on Monday. We explained that to you on Monday. Right? So on Tuesday, we call out GBPUSD sell on Tuesday. All right. And then this morning, we also called out the sell because we expect price to go to at least 50% of the expansion or to a discount level before we continue the buy. For those of you who do not know what the discount is, I believe there are some people who do not know what discount is. Discount is anything below 50%, anything below 50% of a buy swing. All right. So if you want to start your swing from here, and you mark it all the way to this level, all these levels below 50 from 61.8 or 0.618 or 0.786 or even 8 points, I think 88.7, all these are discount levels, all right? So all these levels below 50% is a discount. So we still expect price to still sell further downwards, okay? So that is our overall outlook. We're expecting a bearish GBP. And if we see a break of structure, then we can say the higher time frame will now switch to overall bearish. But from the monthly, we're overall bearish on the monthly. On the weekly, we are bullish. On the daily, we are still bullish until we see a break of structure. All right. So now to our entry, how we entered after establishing the fact that we needed to see some bearish momentum on GBP Now to our entry. Earlier this morning around 7 a.m., the GBP CPI came out and injected liquidity to the pound, but it was short-lived because we had a stronger dollar compared to the pound. So that was around 7 a.m. this morning, which is on this particular candle. The news injected liquidity to the upside for the pound, but the pound was met with the upward movement was met with resistance caused by a stronger dollar, and it sent the pound back downwards. Okay, all right. So we used our Asian range to also check out the trade. Price traded above the Asian range. Okay, so price traded above the Asian range during the news. And when we did our analysis using our value flow sentiment, if you are part of our paid students, we would have taught you how to check the dollar sentiment and the pound sentiment using the value flow models. Using the value flow models, we already established a weak pound right from yesterday. We established a weak pound and we expected the pound dollar, that's GBPUSD, to continue selling. All right, so using our pound flow, our pound value flow model, we still expected a weak GBP/USD. So even after the push upwards, we expected it to come back downwards. All right, so structure corrected after the news came out, and right about here on this particular instance, price corrected structure. Okay, so at this particular instance, when price broke this level lower, it's corrected the structure, and on the retest we got our entry. Some of us entered earlier the moment price corrected structure around here. If you switch down to a lower time frame on the 1 minute, you will also see the structure correction clearly. Now this is the 1 minute time frame. Okay, so price corrected as small as you see it, it is good for an entry, knowing the direction. Mind you, we do not use 5 minutes or 1 minute or 15 minutes to determine direction. We use our value flow models and we use the higher time frame analysis like I showed you here to determine the direction, and then we came to our 1 minute time frame to get our entry. All right. So when price corrected after the volatility in the news, when price corrected around here, we got our entry and we took our entry here at this particular point. That's around 1.277 region. We took our entry. And how did we get our exit? Knowing fully well that we are bearish on the GO because of the higher time frame stage. The higher time frame is at the stage of retracement. So we expected price to take out the low of yesterday. And the low of yesterday would have given us about 60 pips, but for safety, we just backed 50 and we moved away. All right, so the low of yesterday, yes, like I said, 60 pips. We would have gotten it, but then for safety, and then whatever it is that you are trading, making 50 pips depending on your lot sizing, to which I'm going to talk about in this video. All right, so 50 pips was enough for the London session. All right, so for a particular session, 40 pips alone sef is even good. For some people, they do 30 pips. So 30 to 50 pips is enough for a session. So after we bagged 50 pips, we also sent out the call on our Telegram channel and for our paid students. This particular trade setup was also sent out to our free Telegram group. You're sent out to our free Telegram group. So if you are in the free Telegram group, you would have gotten this setup. Okay. I think there are some people, like I showed you earlier, there are evidences of it. Some people in the free Telegram group took advantage of this trade setup. Okay. So after taking out 50 pips, we exited the trade. Seeing that London session was heavily volatile, yeah, and we got a larger range, we didn't expect the New York session to react immediately, all right? So we may see some deeper levels of retracement in the New York session, or maybe up to equilibrium or premium. Okay, now again I mentioned premium. Premium is anywhere higher than 50%. Okay, so if you draw your fib anywhere, if you are going above 50%, when I say above, I don't mean in terms of the percentage range, I mean in the terms of the position. Anywhere above 50% is a premium, not in terms of this price. If you're doing for a sell, this whole place is going to be downward. So in terms of position, when you draw your fib anywhere above, once it's above 50%, it is premium. Below 50% is discount. That is free educational content I'm giving you out there. Okay, so for us to continue this sell, we may need to see price come to this level, that is the equilibrium level of 1.2747, or around discount levels, around premium levels, for us to continue the sell. Okay, once we see that, if it's a good time and it's a good price, we also send out a call to our students and maybe the free student. But for our students, definitely the paid students are definitely going to get it if we should see a good time and a good price. Okay, so that was how we exited. Now, one other thing I noticed from some of the people that took the trades was position sizing, or let's say lot sizing. Okay, so for trades like this that are highly probable, we can risk a good percentage of our accounts on it, depending on your account size. Okay, for trades like this, you can risk between 1% or 2%. All right, so between 1 to 2% of your accounts, you can risk it on trades like this, trades that are highly probable. When you risk 1 to 2% on this kind of trades, you should be sure that when this trade goes in your way, for instance, when you risk 1% on this kind of trade, look at, you should have 1:2, or let's say 1:2, 1:3. So it should be 2 to 3% up if you had risked 1%. If you had risked 2% on this trade, you should be 4 to 5% up in your account. All right, so that is enough for the day. So that will be all for now. So if you're having any questions regarding anything I've said here, you can drop it in the comment section. If it's something that it's allowable for me to respond to you right here, I'll respond to you right here on the chat box. If it's something that you need to come to the Telegram group, I've dropped the link to the free Telegram group. It's there. You can join the free Telegram group. The link is right there in the description below. If you feel you need to test the waters before you buy our product. But then, if you want to get analysis and chart markups like this frequently on a daily basis, then you need to be part of our paid students for the FX Bootcamp. All right, details will be given to you when you make inquiries using our WhatsApp number that I'm going to drop below here. All right, so until next time, for our paid students, surely tomorrow we're going to have a session in the morning. Until we meet again, see you next time. Wish you good luck, good trading, cheers, and God bless.